Look at this. It was cute. And they looked cuddly and I liked it, so I wanted to save them.
Meet Anya Gupta, an 8th grader from Boca Raton, Florida. She's a Girl Scout, a sister, and a daughter, but to penguins, she is a protector.
In kindergarten, we had to do a project on penguins, a penguin report, and I found out that they were endangered and I wanted to help.
And so she started researching, she discovered different organizations that were doing it, and it just all of a sudden blossomed as her mission in life to save the penguin.
Penguins come in all shapes and sizes. In fact, there's 18 different species of them, but 12 of those species are globally threatened because of pollution, habitat loss, and commercial fishing, all caused by humans.
And I thought it was really unfair that the penguins were suffering because of what we were doing, and so I really did want to help.
And that's why she started her organization called Pennies for Penguins when she was only 4 years old. At first, she saved money for chores and donated it to the World Wild Fund for Nature, also known as the WWF. In return, they sent her a stuffed animal and a certificate saying she has adopted a penguin. Well, 22 of them. However, the WWF mainly focuses on changing legislation and developing innovative solutions that protect communities, wildlife, and the places in which they live. All of which takes a lot of time the penguins don't have. So Anya knew Pennies for Penguins had to become more than just donating chore money, and so she created her own penguin fundraiser.
Anytime somebody donated to adopt a penguin, I would send them one of these stuffed animals, and I would donate the money to Global Penguin Society, which I found was actively working in the field.
And even then, Anya knew she had to do more, or in her case, write more.
So I figured that maybe if reading helped me, reading could raise awareness to the rest of the community, specifically the youth and the younger youth.
And so she wrote not one, not two, but 3 books.
It happened rather quickly. It was a few months process. And she was so thrilled when she had that first book in her hand. It's just such an amazing feeling to see like the manifestation of something that you worked so hard on.
And it was Anya's books that led her here to the Gumbo Limbo Nature Center in Boca Raton, Florida, which is home of the Gumbo Limbo Coastal Stewards.
We actually were selling her 3 conservation books. So the Gumbo Limbo Coastal Stewards is a 501c3 here in South Florida, and our mission and purpose is associated with the conservation of our coastal and marine ecosystems.
I attended a planning meeting with them, and we came up with the idea of, since they're a nonprofit organization with a board of trustees, we wanted a youth board of trustees. And so the Youth Leadership Council came together, and I'm the president/chair of the Youth Council.
The Gumbo Limbo Youth Council hosts meet and greets to raise awareness, host beach cleanups, and more.
And this idea of e-waste came up. And so we reached out to Gumbo Limbo Coastal Stewards, the nonprofit, and they were so supportive of her.
So I've hosted 2, and together combined, I've collected about 1,750 pounds of e-waste.
So Anya started reaching out to mayors of cities and towns here in South Florida, towns like Palmetto Bay.
So we are very honored today to be able to name E-Waste Day in your honor.
But Palmetto Bay wasn't Anya's first proclamation from a mayor declaring October 14th as the National E-Waste Day. In fact, it was her 48th.
I don't think she expected 48 mayors to say yes to her. Then they all said, please come visit. So she's been running around the state for about 2 months, visiting like Stuart, Florida, and Coral Gables, and
But no matter the challenge, Anya is always up for the fight because she knows that in order to see the change, she must be the change, a trait that has inspired everyone she knows.
She is definitely an extraordinary young person, and I know she's going to make huge changes in this world.
I would say you'd be hard-pressed to find another spirited soul like Anya who really does take a sense of personal responsibility when it comes to our environment.
it really gives me hope for the future. Because as we're dealing with such big world issues, if we are raising a generation that can step in there and get involved, that's how we're going to see the change that we want to see.
And with more people like Anya in this world, that change will be a reality. That's why Anya's mission boils down to a message of hope.
I hope people all over the world, even not just the country, feel inspired to host e-waste collection drives, host beach cleanups, host events, raise awareness, make themselves into activists, feel passionate about something.
For UMTV, I'm Harvey Duplock.